What we need today is a lot less perfection and a lot more authenticity. You are welcome here. St. Andrew's Episcopal Church welcomes you. The sign says so. Happy Monday, my dear friends. I hope your week is off to a wonderful start and you find yourself smiling. Today's daily lectionary reading comes from Matthew's Gospel, chapter 6, verses 1 through 6, and then verse 16. It's where Jesus addresses people in the Sermon on the Mount and teaches them a new depth of spirituality. Jesus mentions three things that still are very applicable for us today. He mentions giving, he mentions praying, and he mentions fasting. And he says, don't do all of those things to be seen by others. Don't bring your change to the offering box in the temple and drop it so that it makes loud noise so that everyone else looks around to see who gave so much money. Don't pray so loudly that everyone hears and looks at you, but talk to God in the quietness of your heart or your home, because God knows the heart. Then later on in the chapter, he says, if you're going to fast, don't do it as the Pharisees do, who have long faces, acting as if they are starving to death on behalf of God and their own spirituality. Do it with humility. I wonder if Jesus were here today, if he would actually say something like, don't put a Facebook status on Facebook during Lent saying, I'm fasting from Facebook for Lent, but do it in your heart instead. But I'm not going to get into all that, because that's just a mess right there. He told his listeners, don't be like the hypocrites. That word there, hypocrite, it means actor, or literally one who is still in character. They create a persona. They wear it, they act it out as if they're an actor in a movie or on stage, and they never come out. One had to keep every single one of the 600 plus laws in the Old Testament to be acceptable in God's eyes. The majority of it was how one behaved. Jesus knew that the way to God was not by creating rules and laws of certain standards of behavior and for one to be accepted into the religious community. Jesus talked about love, about mercy, about peace, and about hope being the defining factors of a community. So here's where this really comes down to our level and applies to us, our personal lives, our church, and our families. To me, what the scripture is really calling us to do is refocus, a reorientation on God. You can get the what right, but you can get the why very, very wrong. It's really about finding hope and love and mercy in ourselves that God planted there, and about finding it in the communities where we live and where we worship. In essence, it's kind of like this. The Episcopal Church welcomes you. Right here on this really dirty sign that Hurricane Michael tried to destroy, but you can't destroy the shield, baby. And you can't destroy the welcoming nature of who God calls us to be. And with that, remember that you are loved. Jesus is addressing this systemic problem, this infest. Jesus was in... God, Jesus is to reorient our... No. So my call to you this evening... No, wait, no, it's in the morning, Ryan. It's not Sunday evening. Are you really going to laugh? You're going to laugh at me? Okay, all right. In other words, it was behaviorism. Religious and spirit... Good God, I can't nail the line. The real problem, and what I really want you to catch... And of course, the light went out halfway through this video. Jesus was Jesus knew better. And that is, we must take on the difficult task of allowing people the room that's necessary for them to be imperfect. When we refocus on God, that's when our souls grow. We transform the lives of others. Yeah.